Hi, it's Raphael with Chess House. Let's unbox the DGT Centaur and take a look at this computer, which is designed to play chess against you in a more simple and intuitive way. It'll adapt to your level, give you a challenge, give you a chance to win, and enable just those things that'll help you practice and improve your game. Let's unbox this amazing looking unit here, the DGT Centaur. On first impression, I like the way they packaged it. It's simple and good presentation. Now let's see what's inside. Immediately we see the chess computer board itself, the e-paper display right here, and we have a user manual, quick start guide, the chess pieces, the power adapter, and we have several international and other power sources. From the packaging design to my first impressions of the product, I'm already getting the sense of the simplicity that DGT was obviously striving to achieve. So this e-paper display is designed to work well in low light, bright light, or any environment. Well, let's go ahead and turn on the machine right away. And to do so, I'm going to press this button in the corner. Immediately, so you see it light up. This is a startup sequence. And we can go ahead and begin putting the pieces on the board. The pieces have a little bit of weight to them. This computer has an internal battery, and it already has a charge, but it's recommended to charge it first with this. It's a USB type charger. And I'll mention some of the more interesting things I've learned about this computer, but I'd just like to explore it with you now. Notice as soon as I set it up, it recognizes the beginning position and begins to play once I make a first move. So I could go ahead and make another move. And what's really cool about this machine is just the onboard display. Very different than any other chess computers that are currently available. And you notice there's no need to focus on a display. You can focus solely on playing your game. But I'll go into the features that are available in this display very soon and what those mean. What I like in particular about this experience is that it focuses on the onboard play. Notice what is on the board is immediately reflected on this display. There's a move list showing the chess notation, and at any point you can get a hint by using this question mark. So it's giving me 5 different options. It's even suggesting it on the board, although that one's not in view right now. And for those that might be thinking the display is a bit small, let's just start by increasing the size of the display. Here, I'll change the text display size to large. I press the back button, and now we have a larger text display. To enter a settings menu at any point, there's a checkbox. And really, true to the simplicity that DGT seems to have been striving for, there's not a whole lot of options here. But let's go through them real quick. Game mode, we have friendly, challenging, or expert. Now, friendly is supposed to give you a real chance at winning. The computer, even though it has a very powerful engine in it, is able to sense your level of play almost immediately and start giving you chances. At challenging, it's, well, going to give you a challenge. And it's going to be much more difficult to win. At expert, it's going to play at its very highest level, be almost impossible to beat. I can see this being beneficial to see what would be a great move in any given position. It'd also be great for analysis. Now you can also set whether the computer plays black or white, also in analysis mode. This means you can play both sides and see what the computer scores the position as. Next, you can set game times. You can set 2-minute games, 5-minute, all the way up to 90-minute games. Set pieces. This is a very useful feature because anywhere you set up the pieces on the board, you can then start playing from there. After I've set the pieces in their new position, it's immediately reflected on here, and I press the check mark to save it, and then I can say, is it white to move? Is white moving this way or towards me? Is it white to move or black to move? And then the computer plays as black, plays as white, or analysis. In this case, I'll just save it. The save button is here. Okay, back into the menu with the checkbox. There's display. You can show clock, score, and hints. You can turn those on and off. I save that with this button. Now you can see that there is a clock on each side. There's a scoring of the position. So the computer evaluates this as a slightly better position for white by 0.67. It's even showing a hint right here because I turned that on. And at any point I can get a hint from this key. As you can see here, it's suggesting a knight move from G1 to F3. It's suggesting multiple hints as well. Now back into the menu. There's sound on and off, but there's not much sound on the board overall, so keep that in mind. Then there's light. This will give you a low, medium, or high brightness on the squares. So let's say we turn this to high and save that. Then if we look at a hint, notice how this is even brighter. So that's on the brightest setting. There's even a low light setting. This unit can be used in bright sunshine. I have gone through most of the features already. There are multiple languages. The key thing is you have the basics to play chess. You have a timer. You can play, in this case, let's say a blitz game. You can confirm any position here and just play by focusing on the board. Here are some ways you might just naturally use the computer. I'll set up the board in a new position. The computer beeped to let me know that it recognizes a new game is being started. And you can just begin play right away. The clocks say 5 minutes each side. Now I can see the move list here, bishop to b4, knight to f3, and I can reverse and look back through the move list with these keys. If I want to reverse the position, I can just make this move back here and then make my knight move back. I can reverse the game and continue playing in a different line. Now the chess computer does not store your games other than if you want to save that particular game and continue it later. You would then just turn off the computer by holding this down for 3 seconds. And you'll see this square flash a few times. Now you could remove all the pieces from the board, you could transport it, and when you come back, you would press the power button in the corner. It'll turn back on. And here's the board, the position that we had before. You could then reset up your pieces as you were playing in that previous game. Let me show again how to set up a chess position. Select Set Pieces. And let's say you want to look at a different opening. Say you want to start here. Or you might have a position that you're studying, or one you've seen in a book, or somewhere else, and you want to say, let's analyze that, or let's play from that position. Well, I can go ahead and set it up. It's already recognized. I'll save it here. Say white is moving that way, it's white to move, and the computer plays black. We'll play. Now I can go ahead and play from this position. So I'll talk about a few more features, but in my mind, it's impressive that DGT, which is one of the foremost producers of electronics for chess, even at the World Championship levels. In fact, they provide the DGT boards for the World Championship games and a host of tournaments throughout the world. They've been able to take their knowledge there and condense it down into a list of very simple but intuitive features. I imagine it was hard to let go of many of those features to create such a unit as this, which frankly for anyone that is a collector or connoisseur or enthusiast who is looking for very advanced features, it would be a bit disappointing because it is so oversimplified. But I believe that for anyone that is looking for just a play experience that's going to be challenging, that's great for practice, and for learning, this computer really takes some of the most essential features and builds them in. Of course, yes, I would have liked to see rating calculation to say what level am I playing at, what does the computer assess my rating level as. That doesn't appear to be part of the function. However, it has all the basics, all the essentials for a hands-on play experience solo. And that's what many of us are looking for as we're learning. I've noticed that the pieces slide very easily on the squares. You may or may not like that. Typically, pieces have some sort of felt. These have kind of a smooth, hard surface. The reason for that, of course, is that the pieces are individually chipped to be sensed on the board, and it needs a very thin square for the lights to show through. The battery on this lasts for many hours. When you first get it, it's recommended to charge it, but I like the fact that it doesn't have to be plugged in all the time and that there's no batteries to replace. Now, a few things about, you may be wondering, can this plug into a computer? Does it have other, like an SD card or anything like that? As designed, it's not designed to interface with any other devices. It's a standalone machine. There is a USB port here, but as far as we know, there's no communication there other than as a charging port. So let's look a little bit more at the hardware. I'm going to go ahead and remove these pieces from the board. It's a 1/2 inch thick and about 17.5 inches by about 16 inches deep. I'd say a comfortable size. These pieces are just under 3.5 inches tall. Let's take a closer look at the e-paper display. Now, looking at the back of the board, very interesting visual look there. Some may wonder why not just have covered this. Well, DGT chose to design it this way, and from what we can see, it provides more strength. This layout and this design does provide some rigidity to the board itself. As after all, it is only a 1/2 inch thick. My opinion of the Centaur is that it does provide a very easy and enjoyable chess playing experience. Those that are technical or looking for a vast array of functionality are going to be a bit disappointed. However, I think it was DGT's design to oversimplify and make this accessible to anyone as far as chess play and provide that opponent that is both somewhat challenging but not discouraging by never letting you win. So the adaptability and the adaptable level play to me is really the winning feature. And just being able to focus on the chessboard itself, focus on enjoying the game and playing the game, is what it's all about. If you're looking for something to connect to your computer, to save games, to share those games and so on, do all these kinds of advanced things, you should be looking at a different chess computer like a DGT board itself, or even a Millennium exclusive. But in this case, if you know someone, or if you yourself want to just enjoy playing the game and have a over-the-board chess experience, have a human-like opponent, the Centaur seems to be a great option. What I find most interesting and useful about the Centaur is the adaptable chess level, so that whatever your level, you'll be able to have a challenging game or a slightly easier game. I'll personally be exploring that a lot further with the Centaur. I hope you found this video helpful. We're here at Chess House to help you enjoy the game in your home, at events, or wherever you like to play chess.